What's up, everybody? This is Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our Week 3 team builder for the NCL or the Nimbasa City League. Taking on Jamezy and his Crystal Palkia. This is going to be a tough matchup. His team consists of Kartana, Zeraora, Araquanid, Darmanitan, Alolan Persian, Drampa, Mega Gardevoir, Gliscor, Nihilego, Hitmonchan, and Mimikyu. It's a very offensive team, not a ton of bulk going on there, so while he's got huge threats against my team, I also have some really big threats against his team, and we're going to try and work around that. Priority options in Zeraora with Quick Attack and Fake Out, Hitmonchan with Mach Punch, good lord, Mimikyu with Shadow Sneak, and Mega Gardevoir with Shadow Sneak. And I guess Alolan Persian with Fake Out as well, if you want to count that. Hazard setting in Araquanid with Sticky Web, Gliscor with Rocks, Nihilego with Rocks and T-Spikes. Removal options in Kartana with Defog, Drampa with Defog, Gliscor with Defog, and Hitmonchan with Rapid Spin. And 4x weaknesses in Kartana to Fire, Gliscor to Ice, and Nihilego to Ground. First up on my list here is Entei. Banded Entei rips his team a new asshole. I was running through the calcs, and everything gets 2 shots. At the very least. So Banded Entei, really solid bring this game. I'm a little bit worried that I don't have the bulk to survive a lot of stuff. And that kind of scares me a little bit. Just because of all of the offense on his team. And I absolutely need extreme speed to be able to pick off things like Zeraora, Scarf Darmanitan, and Mega Gardevoir. I never intended on running max speed Entei to speed time Mega Gardevoir, so I needed extreme speed for that. As well as Nihilego takes a crap load from extreme speed. So extreme speed is very necessary, and unfortunately that means I have to run Adamant. I really wanted to run Jolly to be able to speed creep over Mimikyu, but I can't. I may regret this after the game, or during the game, that I can't run Jolly, and I'm maybe should have changed out extreme speed for a different move, maybe Iron Head or something. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, Banded Sacred Fire, 2 shots his entire roster, except for Araquanid if it's super bulky, and it doesn't matter because I have Stone Edge for it. I was very much considering a Rocky MZ Entei set because Araquanid really is the only switch into this. The goal is to be able to beat the Gliscor by burning it before Toxic Orb comes off. If he's got Facade, it won't matter either way. It's just to sort of help against the stall set. Bulldoze over Stomping Tantrum. This is interesting, right? So I've got Bulldoze there for the Nihilego. Potentially it'll one-shot the Nihilego for sure. Bulldoze is a nice form of speed control against his team. And that's like the main reason why I'm bringing Bulldoze over Stomping Tantrum. It feels very Sun and Moon esque or Ass-esque, I guess, without Stomping Tantrum on the set, but Bulldoze is definitely a good speed control option for me here. Stone Edge, again, it's only there for the Araquanid. That's the only reason. Sacred Fire is doing more damage to everything else, except for the Darmanitan, I think, but Darmanitan still gets 2 shot by Sacred Fire, so it's not a big deal. Adamant, with the speed investment I have, outspeeds Adamant Mimikyu. That's the fastest thing I can outrun, and it's the most relevant thing I can outrun, realistically. That also means I'm outspeeding Adamant Darmanitan and Adamant Gliscor. Yeah, I really wish that I could outspeed all of those, but I can't run Jolly, so oh well. I am also still outspeeding max speed Hitmonchan with this if he wants to bring max speed Hitmonchan for some reason. I'm always outspeeding Drampa and Araquanid as well. Everything else is faster than me, or would naturally be faster than me, so what can you do? Yeah, basically trying to limit his switch-ins and claim kills. Eventually, I'm probably going to have to sack this off. Hopefully, I don't have to sack it off to an Ultra Beast, because that would be probably game over. I could eat Hyper Voices from Mega Gardevoir relatively okay. I definitely eat a Psyshock, I eat a Shadow Ball. There's not a lot that Mega Gardevoir can do to me 1v1. So as long as I'm not switching it in on Mega Gardevoir, that should be okay. Now, getting to the switch into Mega Gardevoir, we have Bronzong or Clang. Stealth Rock, Gyro Ball, HP Fire, and Toxic. HP Fire is there for the Kartana. Gyro Ball chunks a lot of the roster. Toxic for things that won't necessarily get hit by Gyro Ball. I am running Levitate for the Gliscor rather than Heat Proof for the Darmanitan because I'm especially defensive, so I figured there wasn't really a point. Heat Proof is probably okay. Actually, Heat Proof is probably better to deal with Drampa. Over Levitate. That sucks. Okay, yeah, that's the goal. Getting rocks up is pretty important to chip that Darmanitan and the Araquanid down really easily. And getting a little bit of chip puts some things, actually, the rocks put some things in range of getting one-shot by Entei, so pretty important. Fully specially defensive, so Mega Gardevoir Shadow Ball shouldn't be doing that much to me, and Gyro Ball should kill it. I don't know if it will or not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see. That's the Bronzong set, very basic. Tornadus, I'm running Flying EMZ. There's no switch into a Flying EMZ. His flying resists are the Nihilego and the Zeraora. Actually, I guess Nihilego could switch into this decently well, but Zeraora is not going to appreciate it. Neither of them get recovery, so Flyzy pretty much picks up a kill. Most chances that I'm going to get to use it. Hurricane is pretty good stab, but I hate the miss chance, and I guarantee I'm probably going to miss if I don't have Flying EMZ around. Heat Wave is there for the Kartana, even though I don't really need it. I think it's just nice to have the ability there to pick up the kill with Heat Wave. And then Icy Wind, so I'm running like mono missing moves, but Icy Wind is there for the Gliscor. I thought about running HP Ground for the Nihilego, but it's not really that big of a deal when I can just Icy Wind it and get the speed drop, which I think is going to be pretty important, especially if I'm sacking Tornadus to the Nihilego. I need to get the speed drop and then die. So U-turn is also there for momentum. Nothing is entirely weak to bug except for the Alolan Persian, but just good momentum. Scout Out would have switched into Tornadus. Excuse me. Or just get a slow U-turn off against the Darmanitan or something like that. Zeraora is a bit of a problem, but like I said, it's not going to appreciate a Flyzy switching in. This is my Zeraora check. Speaking of that, Rocky Helmet, physically defensive Conkeldurr with Drain Punch, Mach Punch, Ice Punch, and Knockoff. Iron Fist boosted punches is going to be very solid. Iron Fist boosted Mach Punch does a shitload to the Nihilego. It also does a shitload to the Kartana. Hopefully does enough, but 2 Mach Punches will definitely beat the Kartana. Ice Punch is there for the Gliscor. Knockoff is there for literally everything else. Gardevoir switches in on this a lot. And Mimikyu can, but that's what I have Knockoff for. Initially, I had Earthquake over Knockoff, but then I was walled by Araquanid, so not going that route. Mach Punch is going to deal with the Drampa. Drampa is a threat, and I don't want to deal with it, so Conk will outspeed it. Hopefully will outspeed it. He could just speed creep Conk, and that'd be like really obnoxious, but otherwise Drain Punch will just one-shot it. Yeah, so that is what is going on with the Conk. Again, physically defensive. I eat Kartana's hits. I get like 3-shot by Kartana. Darmanitan takes a lot of damage from me. Zeraora takes a lot of damage from me. So Conk is like generally my physical wall this week, just because Bronzong has to fill the role of a special wall. And normally I would probably want Mega Latias as a physical wall, but it can't really hold up against things like Mimikyu, Kartana, Darmanitan, Zeraora. Like it can't hold up. Mega Latias cannot hold up against this team for too long. It's going to get broken pretty quickly. So that's the idea with that. Diggersby, this is my late game win con. Agility 3 attacks is enough. I just need the speed boost with enough chip. I don't see an opportunity for me to ever get a double dance up like agility plus a swords dance, so just agility should be okay. With this speed investment, I am out route. I totally forgot to talk about that with Torn. With Torn, I am speed creeping Kartana. With this speed investment, I could have sped crept Alolan Persian, but I'm not threatened by Alolan Persian, and in fact, well, no, I have to have the max IVs for U-turn, but yeah, I'm not really threatened by Alolan Persian with Torn, and obviously I have Regenerator, so I can just U-turn out on it. The goal is to be slower than Alolan Persian too, by the way. That's the idea, at least, is to be slower than Alolan Persian, which I would imagine is speed creeping Mega Latias, so that I get a slow U-turn off when it parting shots. That was the whole idea there. Yeah, so double normal with return quick attack. I cannot... it's so hard to break Kartana with this, but Earthquake will after enough chip. Life Orb, Earthquake does a lot of damage to the Kartana. I was really debating if I needed to be Jolly, because I could have been Adamant. I was really debating if I needed to be Jolly, but I do. I do need to be Jolly to outspeed Scarf Kartana after an Agility. And the damage roll between Adamant and Jolly, I would still need Kartana to take 2 rounds of rocks. With Jolly, I needed to take 3 rounds of rocks or take some chip. And honestly, if I still have Conk in the back and I can just Mach Punch it, then it really doesn't matter. And we'll see that I've got another option to deal with like Leaf Blade at the very least. And that's the Whimsicott that I'll get to in a second here. So yeah, Diggersby running a little bit of bulk, but not a ton. I don't know exactly what I'm going to set up on. I really don't have a great idea. Maybe Gliscor. I don't know. I can't really set up on Araquanid. I can set up on a Zero Aura locked into something, but if it's not and it's got close combat, I'm fucked. Alolan Persian's pretty dangerous to set up on, and I'm not doing that much damage to it. If it's at full, I don't know. If Darmanitan's locked into a rock move for some reason, then I can set up on the Darmanitan. Nihilego, I do set up on Nihilego relatively well. So I resist dual stab from Nihilego. It's probably going to have Grass Knot for me, or HP Ice or something like that, so I can reasonably set up there. If Hitmonchan comes and it's got Mach Punch, then I'm just screwed anyways, and I would probably just have to go into Conk or like Torn or something. Oh, I never talked about that. I'm really not expecting Gliscor or Hitmonchan to come. I've prepped for Gliscor, but like I don't expect it to actually make the trip to this game. I don't think it makes any sense against my team, really, unless he wanted to stop Rotom-Frost from Volt Switching around, but he's got Zero Aura for that anyways. And then I just kill it with the Blizzard. So, yeah, really, realistically, I don't think Gliscor is coming unless it's a dedicated Conk check, which otherwise, I mean, you're looking at like a Mega Gardevoir as a Conk check otherwise, or Araquanid. So, maybe. And then Hitmonchan, I don't think Hitmonchan's very good. Mega Latias kind of just beats it. So does Torn, so does Whimsicott, so does Tentacruel. So it's hard for me to see Hitmonchan coming, but it could show up. I'm really expecting any of the others. So yeah, that's Diggersby, and then last but not least is Whimsicott, bringing a very utility-based Whimsicott. I ended up changing this set thanks to Jay. I was originally a Subseed set, which with Moonblast, which could beat the Alolan Persian pretty easily. And Subseed kind of did a lot to a lot of other things, but then I realized double Hyper Voice really wasn't ideal from the drop on the Gardevoir, so we're not doing that anymore. We've got Memento, so I can set up on... So Memento, that's the thing, right? Because I don't know what I can set up an Agility on with Diggersby, right? But Memento or Encore will let me set up with Diggersby a lot easier. And I actually opted to get rid of U-Turn for Memento, just so that I could do that a little bit better. And then Moonblast doesn't really have a great resist on his team. Like, it's Kartana, Darmanitan are the Moonblast. Kartana, Darmanitan, and Nihilego. So Nihilego's probably going to beat the Switch-In, just because it threatens me out. But Kartana and Darmanitan are both paper, especially defensively. So Moonblast is like still chunking the hell out of them. And then I have Defog in case of T-Spikes, which don't really threaten my team too much, but the chip could be annoying. And Webs, which is actually a big problem, especially with Diggersby around and Entei. So that is the team. Oh, I'm outspeeding Alolan Persian with Whimsicott. There you go. So that's the team, guys. Hopefully you enjoy. And I guess let's talk about what I'm not bringing. So Tentacruel was a thought on my mind. It cannot beat the Zero Aura. It has a really hard time beating Kartana. Darmanitan just clicks Earthquake if it's around. Gliscor beats it 1v1. Nihilego and Tentacruel is kind of a stalemate to me, and then Gardevoir beats it 1v1 because I can't kill it with like Sludge Wave, so Psyshock just beats me, and then it's an alright Mimikyu answer, but like +2 Shadow Claw is still a problem, and it's a really good Hitmonchan and Araquanid answer, but I can't deal with that super well, so that's why I'm not bringing Tentacruel. Rotom-Frost was another option, but again, double electric immunities, and I just didn't see it having the best matchup when I can't really afford to run Z Crystal on it this week, so Specs or something like that would have been alright, because like Araquanid's a pretty decent Blizzard switch-in, but besides that, there's like not really a good Blizzard switch-in. Mega Latias, I think I talked about this a little, it's just like really easily broken through this week, so unfortunately my round 1 pick isn't coming, which kind of sucks ass, but there you go. Diancie had a matchup, beat Araquanid 1v1, but I had to run like Diamond Storm for it. And actually Diancie could function as like an alright Scarfer to be able to revenge kill like Nihilego with Earth Power and things like that, and Diamond Storm, Moonblast, like it's pretty decent coverage, honestly, overall, is, considering what Diancie can do, so it was definitely on my list of things to consider, especially because it walled Drampa like entirely without HP Steal, so I was considering it, and then Pangoro just like, my Gardevoir, man. Like, Pangoro just doesn't have the matchup against good fairy teams unless you can run Scarf, and I just didn't feel like I could run Scarf against this team on Pangoro. Parting Shot support was alright as well, because nothing really appreciated Parting Shot support. But I ended up just going with my other fighting tip in Conk. Conk ended up putting in quite a lot of work. Realistically, I have Pangoro as like a Ghost switch-in. And a Dark Resist. So we'll see how many games Pangoro comes to. doubt that it'll be that many, but it could be a few. Pangoro would have been nice with like Bandit Bullet Punch to revenge kill the Mimikyu. So again, Mimikyu is going to be a big problem. So is Guard, so is Kartana, so is Zeraora, so is Darmanitan, so is Arachninid, and so is Nihilego. The rest of the team I have in check, aka Drampa, Gliscor, Alolan Persian, and Hitmonchan. So yeah, really tough matchup, and I'm not looking forward to it. But that is it for me, guys, and I'll catch you guys from the match.